Who are the most desirable companies to work for? Universum, one of the global leaders in employer branding, measures how attractive firms are from an employment perspective and recently published the World's Most Attractive Employers list based on the data. Below, I share the top 50 global employer brands and insight from Mats Röjdmark, CEO of Universum, on key gainers, losers, and advice to companies seeking to improve their image. Kimberly Whitler, what is the methodology you use to identify the world's most attractive employers? Mats Röjdmark, Universum surveys over 200,000 students from the world's largest 12 economies each year. We specifically target students majoring in business, engineering, and IT, which is the talent we know businesses are most focused on hiring. The questions we focus on are related to 1. Employer attributes. Which employer characteristics do students believe are most important as they consider a future employer? For example, how important is compensation, job security, work-life balance, or training development? We ask students to rank 40 factors, comparing the relative importance of these as invaluable. Point 2. Preferred employers. Which employer brands do students most admire? This gives us rich data because we know what employer value propositions (EVPs) each of those brands emphasize. That means we can compare not simply what students say they prioritize, but whether those priorities hold up based on which employers they prefer. Whitler, what are the criteria used to be included in the list? Röjdmak, to be added to our World's Most Attractive Employers list, companies must rank in the top 90% of employers. Whitler, what insight do you have about the employers that are at the top of the list? Röjdmark, to some degree, employers at the top of the list are performing well financially. But what many employers don't appreciate is that market success alone will not attract top talent. Employers at the top of the list are intentional about how they define their internal culture and the opportunities available to young talent. In any given year, the specific factors students tend to prefer will change. For example, this year we saw a retreat to security and stability among students, something we expect will continue into 2021. And among engineering and IT students, there was a strong preference for companies that are known as innovators and future makers. Do we think employers should change their EVPs based on the changing priorities of students year to year? No, that would not be sustainable. But we do urge employers to pay attention to these trends over time to understand how well their EVPs and recruiting efforts are holding up. Whitler, what surprised you about the results? Röjdmark, I find it fascinating to see which companies and industries are known for innovation.